All right, Fredo Finds Food. This is episode 0. We're going to talk about why I'm doing this. Also, Mick is doing his show, Art of the Mick program, as he calls it. This is more of a show than a program. He's sitting down, really talking about things with guests. This is me cooking. I love cooking. It's a form of love that you can share with other people. And I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm gonna learn a lot on this, and it's gonna be fun. There's a lot of things that I want to cook, but we're gonna plan that out actually tonight, and we're gonna figure out kind of what the next steps are. So tonight, to let you know, we're doing bread. Also, I want to go over the kitchen a little bit in my 0 episode. That's why Abby is recording right now. We're gonna talk about the kitchen because I need stuff in my kitchen. It's not a full kitchen if you look. We'll talk about it a little bit more, but I mean, this is our water. We measured it out like that. We're using our rice measure as our yeast cup. So our kitchen needs to be better, but I'm gonna go through, and if you guys have any advice on what I should get, like one thing today, I was working with a guy named Daniel, and he has a shake machine, or like what is it?
Blender.
A blender, thank you, blender. I really want a blender, but he has one of the ones that you can hold and you press it. Not a big fan of that. I want it to be plugged in because I don't want to deal with the batteries. Batteries are no cool. But so the kitchen here. I'm Sam. I'm also Fredo. I don't know if I introduced myself. That's fine. This is also raw. Because I'm thinking about why I'm doing this show. I am addicted to the reels. I'm not gonna lie. The TikTok, everyone is on the TikTok, but I keep it's quick and it's fast and that's great. It gets you through the day. That's all right. But I want something raw. Like, I don't know how to cook, and you're gonna see that in all its truest self. Okay. We're gonna figure it out together. I'm gonna ask a lot of questions. I'm gonna be wrong about things. I'm gonna fail, but that's all right. And this is going to be a great show. I'm very excited. I'm also very nervous. I don't like being on camera, but we're going to get through it. So, this kitchen is pretty small. We don't have a lot of counter space. That's probably the first visual thing that you notice about the kitchen. It would be maybe cool to have like a roller table that you could work with, but we're also limited on space here. Oven's fine. Sometimes the gas gets left on. It's a pretty small washer and dryer. Do a lot of washing and drying by hand. We're also doing a whole lot of remake here in the apartment. We're making, the bar into more of a studio. I'm building a Murphy bed right now. Try to make more space to walk around. This is all plastic. Because also, whenever I walk into someone's home, I always open up the cabinets. Some people don't like that, and Abby's shaking her head right now, but I do it because I like to figure out how they have it set it up. Maybe there's an advantage to that I'm not thinking of. So it is advantageous. Up here, we have our kind of quick to-go cups. We got our Yetis up here, on the run. We got, it's always fun to do. Don't tell me it's not, because it is. Clips for chips, maybe too many. I will collect all of our jars. Jars are very important. I love mason jars, but I'm not going to buy mason jars, so you got to find it. Seasoning here. Yep, that's it. That's just the seasonings. We've got a good plethora. Still working on it. This is probably our best cookware. Cast iron, though I do, that's not good, that's all right. I would like advice, I want advice on how to properly clean it. We've looked at Reddit. I've heard throwing it in the oven is a good idea. I heard soap, a little bit of soap is okay. Abby, again, the soap or the?
Soap.
No soap.
No soap.
I heard it was okay to use a little bit of soap.
Don't use soap on cast.
I mean, a little bit is okay, right?
I'm trying to de-rust it. These are clean.
Well, they sometimes get rusty. Is it because of the soap? But we'll talk about it. We're going to figure it out. I did learn don't use, I don't know, know, with the wool, steel wool. Don't use steel wool. We did that for a while. We were at a dinner with some parents and they said, don't do that. So we stopped doing that. Oven, it's just an oven. I'm not going to show you the oven. We don't have any groceries, which is why we're making bread. We're going to get groceries. But it's also kind of fun to look. No? Oh. It's fine. We're both of age. All right. So.
For what?
For drinking, is that what you meant?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. We're gonna have drinks. It's not looking too hot. Got a box of wine here. Condiments. These are supposed to be. We like to always have cold water. It's great in the morning. You really feel good. Try it out. I don't know if you ever have. The best cold water though is if you're in a tent and you leave your Nalgene outside of the tent and you let it get cold overnight. That's kind of where the idea comes from, or where I had the idea. It's perfect. We have some beer, we've got some wine, we've got some Coca-Cola, Sprite for mixed drinks. We have a bunch of butter. This whole thing is butter. Lifetime's worth of butter. It's awesome. We've got some cream cheese back there. We made this. This was my idea. Mick made it. That's just bagelry stuff in there. We'll have our vegetables down there. Oh, and I like to make coffee. It's not cold brew. We were talking about this. I just make the coffee and I put it in here. But I love iced coffee. I guess officially is what it is. Again, if you notice the jars, this is from Kroger, 6-cheese pasta. Be resourceful, people. You'll notice that. And then really quickly, this is my grandma's applesauce. Maybe we'll taste test that. It's really good. She makes it homemade. Just got a bunch of it at home. This really quickly. We haven't bought groceries in a while. I don't know what that is. But we made rice. It doesn't look good. When it first came out, but it was rice, eggs, red onions, and bacon and potatoes. And put a little butter in there. Made the rice, and then we just threw it in the oven. Again, we were really limited on groceries, but again, use your resources. Get to the bare minimums. One thing I also want to learn is how to, when you don't have a whole lot of groceries, be smart and just throw it together and be like, oh, well, that kind of worked out. Maybe we'll do that one episode, just like open the fridge and think of something to cook. Not a bad idea for an episode. Knives, I don't know if you can see that. All things that you probably should have in a kitchen. Got our cutting boards over there. We usually have more. All of our utensils over here. Dry storage. We got a lot of Red's Hot. So if you need any in the area, we got a lot of it. That's all from camp. It's not good. It's really. Well, that's what we got. We're limited on our storage down here. Good for leftovers. You throw that in. Love leftovers. You usually always have the leftovers. These are just caps. These are our quarters. That's Abby's bag. Over there. In the shot. It's okay. This is our wall. You don't really need to look at that. Quarters for laundry. One thing I don't like living here, I wish I had a laundry unit. Again, another example of the jars. Red pepper jelly, this is great. Goes really well on a bagel with cream cheese. To go lunch boxes for when I go to work. Yeah, I'm that guy. It's honestly pretty cool. We got our pans. It really centralizes that we love cooking. We hope to send that message. I'd like to fill out all the rings with a couple of things. That rhymed. That was totally on accident, but pretty cool. Just got this wire rack here. Big fan of it. And I decided to make it our appliance wall. Other than the plastic down there, we're gonna put more appliances here. But we've got a microwave. Don't love that. This is
Air fryer.
Air fryer. This is an air fryer, crock pot. Says it right there, that helps me. This is a rice cooker. We get a bigger one. This is a little mini crock pot. Got these from work. Toaster. fan because it's not very ventilated in here. Set off the alarm 3 times. Here? I think here 3 times. Trash bag. It's Mick. This is Antique. It's pretty cool. We have our sauces up there. We got our olive oils. Need to clean that out. We got our Parmesan cheese. This is where all our baking things are. I feel like I'm not looking at the camera a whole lot, but that's okay in my mind. It's a really beautiful painting. As you can see, this is where we're gonna line up what we're gonna have. Fredo Finds Food, episode 0, which is what we're doing, and bread for the next 5 weeks. So let's get to the bread. Fredo Finds Food, welcome back. I don't know if I pointed out before, but this is our coffee area. It's raw, baby. I've been writing some things down. This is gonna, oh, it got a little bit wet. It's okay. This is where I'm gonna write my notes. This is very important. This will be locked in the safe. No one's gonna get to it. But right now all we have is roller, because we don't have one of the rollers, and a blender. I really want a blender. Put that there. Fredo Finds Food. What is this show about? What am I about? Who am I? I'm also from Dayton. Come from a military family, so we traveled around a lot. I don't remember Arkansas. I don't think I ever lived in Texas, but I always say Texas in my list because it adds. Arkansas, Texas. I was born in North Carolina. I remember California a little bit. I remember the streets. I remember there was a fun day where the firefighters let loose the fire hydrants. And we traveled with. Well, it's a good memory. I'm just saying, I'm telling them about myself. That was a good memory for me. I also remember playing a lot of lightsabers with my older brother. It was a good time. I was the apprentice, he was the master. I never became a master, unfortunately. I always had the blue one, never the green one. I would steal it at night. We had a couple of friends. I think their name was Josh, maybe Jacob. Don't know if his name was Jacob. They were our neighbors across the street. They were pretty cool. The McMahons, guess I'm kind of, these are last names, they're fine. Yeah. The McMahons, they lived up the street a little bit. Really good family friends with them. Doug is a great guy. Love Doug. I don't know if I can do that. It's too, I want to say their name. I can't think of I'd have to prep that. Also,
did not add anything.
No. Doug's important to me.
Okay.
Again, I'm telling them about myself, whoever's watching this. Let's get back into the show. Let's focus it up. You'll learn things about me as we go along, probably. So we're making bread. Where's my phone? Making bread. We'll also talk about my insecurities. I've been thinking about that. One thing that I just got in the shower, I highly advise trying this out. Go into the shower when it's cold, but not too cold, not so it's freezing, but then like let the water warm up. It's a pretty cool experience. I highly advise it. So, we're doing the first part of the bread tonight, episode 0, talking about myself. We're gonna look through my recipe books, what we've got right here. But we're gonna make the bread, first. We're gonna prep the bread, and then, yeah. I'm also gonna get really good at reading through the show. Found this off of the internet. In a large, ungreased mixing bowl, whisk, we don't have a whisker. Do we have a whisk? Okay. Whisk the flour, yeast, and salt together. Flour, one note about the flour, the recipe called for bread flour. We only had all-purpose flour. We'll probably get bread flour eventually, but that's all we had. Don't know if there's gonna be a huge taste difference. Probably will be. There definitely will be. Use what you got right now. We're limited on groceries, on things to cook with. After we mix the dry ingredients together, we're gonna pour our water and gently mix, not firmly, gently mix together with a rubber spatula or wooden spoons. only. The dough will seem dry but shaggy, but keep working it until all the flour is moistened. This is, I'm not gonna say it. If needed, use your hands, as I do in the video tutorial below, to work the dough ingredients together. The dough will be sticky. Shape into a ball in the bowl as best you can. So I've made bread before on a canoe trip. I'm pretty famous for my cinnamon rolls. We're not gonna make cinnamon rolls. We're just making bread. The trick with the cinnamon rolls is getting a string so you can cut it right. We'll eventually make cinnamon rolls. But I've thrown in a few other things. Having some extra olive oil to put in the bowl is gonna help because it's gonna get really sticky. I think we're supposed to use vanilla extract, right? We'll throw a little bit in there. I don't know. I feel like I've heard you're supposed to do that. We'll try. No? Is that just for like mainly like baking cookies?
Yeah, I wouldn't put
We'll put it off to the side. We'll probably forget about it if it's out of my view. Got our yeast.
Doesn't have object permanence.
Come on. We got our salt. It said call for coarse salt. We're using, it actually says kosher salt, so we're good on that. Again, all-purpose flour. We talked about that. This is a cup and a half. So it's a cup and a half, 3 cups and a half of flour, 2 teaspoons of yeast, and 2 teaspoons of salt. I think I'm gonna throw an egg in there too, because it probably will make it better. I was gonna show you the all-purpose flour. Forgot about this. Is that in the shot? I'm gonna put that over there. This is our bowl. We only have one bowl. Like one mixing bowl. That's all we got. So you'll see this a lot unless we get lucky. Unless we get lucky and we find more bowls for free. Whew. I will note, this is gonna be like maybe my thing that I like to call out. I'll be very intentional about what koozie I pick. This is the Instas. I'd like to shout out Lauren and Jacob.
Inesta.
What did I say? Inesta? Inesta? Inesta. It's Inesta. The Inestas. Married couple. Happy for you guys. So happy. Whew. Love you guys. Thank you. And it was a beautiful wedding. You guys are a beautiful couple. Truly love both of you. I really hope you're watching. All right, so we're gonna go through this. So I think it said dry. Yeast is alive, by the way, and dry. Ooh. And then we need a whisker. We don't have one. Are you sure we have a whiskey?
I'm sure. Check the dishwasher.
It's not there?
You didn't look.
I did!
Top shelf. Top shelf.
What, did you use a
Under
whisker?
the ice.
recently?
Under the ice. I made eggs.
Okay. When did you use that?
When I made you eggs.
Just didn't use a fork. Get the whisker out. We're gonna get another whisker. Alright, so we're whisking. Whisking. I feel like that's enough whisking. Smells like flour. So far, things about myself, things why I'm doing this show. I don't know. I like cooking. I just want to figure it out. I think we'll get more into the whys of when I'm looking through the recipe book. I'm really just trying to make sure I don't mess this up or like get all the flour everywhere. I feel like we've whisked enough. I feel like I'm not really whisking. Trying to think of what motion that is. But that's your whisking motion, as I've been taught by my mother. What? So we're still making bread. Abby, the battery died. There's no dishonesty on this show, to be quite clear. So it's all whisked for the most part. We're now adding, don't move the camera. We're just gonna get a wooden spoon. That's what you need. We're a wooden spoon house here. We're gonna add our water. Okay. And I believe the recipe said to just kind of mix it. It didn't say whisk, so we're mixing it up. Mixing. I usually use my hands for this part, but oh god, I don't know if we have to go quickly. Doesn't seem like enough water. So it said it's going to be sticky, you know, just to give it a look. What's going on right now? It's definitely getting tougher. I'm using more of my wrist and I'm feeling the bicep a little bit. I feel like at this point we almost want to mold it together. I have done this before. Oh, it's getting thick. I see a couple of particles of flour on the bottom. We're going in with the hands. If you can figure out how to make bread, I mean, you could feed yourself forever. I mean, I think you could maybe survive off of bread alone.
Some real peasant shit.
Real peasant shit. Mick thinks he's a better cooker than me. Do I think that? I don't know. Maybe. I think we're gonna have to get another bowl here. Oh, I kind of wanted to add the egg. I forgot about the egg. This is gonna be a common thing during this cooking show. I'm gonna forget a lot of things. I'm trying to be fast with cooking because it's supposed to be fast. That's a process. I'm gonna remember what I did. People have strong opinions that I'm doing this all wrong, but I don't really care. It feels pretty good. And we have to let it rise at this point. Just a couple of scraps at the bottom. So we want to mold this into a ball, and then we just let it rise. I believe I didn't read that far into the olive oil to make it less sticky. Okay, we'll throw some olive oil in there. Not the olive oil?
Use the olive oil before it rises and coat the bowl.
Yeah, I mean, we got the. We're definitely gonna coat the bowl before we finish up here.
Right.
Of course. Whoa. Again, this is just bread. It's not that big of a deal. Not first time making bread, but before, when I would make it in the wilderness, you know, I didn't have as many things, so it was like you have 4 things right in front of you. This is all I have to use. That was not good. That was terrible. Okay, getting back to it. Getting our bread all together. Mold it into. We gotta coat the bowl with olive oil. I feel like it's a pretty good. It's a good sound. I don't know if you wanna. You don't really need to mend it right now. Okay, before we do that. Take our bowl here. I believe we want to cover it with a towel to let it rise. I think it will take 2 hours about to rise, and then after, I mean, we're gonna let it rise all night. We're gonna see what happens. Again, we're being honest here. Got our olive oil in there, and that's it. Because the yeast has now been activated when you add the water. If you're ever camping and you use bleach, don't add the bleach in the water before you make it. You gotta have, because then the bleach would kill the yeast. That's what I would use to clean my water. It's a way. You're making a face. You just put 1 drop in there, and it's a clean way.
No,
It's a method.
That's cool. I've just never heard it.
It's a method.
That's cool. I've just never heard it.
It kills the bacteria that way. Okay. And that's it. I mean, how simple. We forgot the eggs. That's okay. But water, yeast, olive oil, salt, 4 ingredients. I mean, flour, and flour, 5 ingredients. That's all you need. That's it. And then you let this sit, and we'll get to the next step in a later episode, but this will rise. I'm not gonna tuck it because then it's gonna rise a lot. It's gonna rise a lot. I hope it'll rise a lot. But that's good. That's your bread. I'm gonna wash my hands really quickly, so whatever. Okay, so that's our bread. I don't know, would it taste good? The olive oil's nice. I mean, is the yeast gonna grow inside me?
Nope.
It might.
Nope.
Are you a scientist?
Swallowing watermelon seeds.
But I understand yeast.
It's salty. Wish I had more salt. God, I wish I had. Clean off our surface here. And what was that, like 5 minutes? 7 minutes to, I mean, from start to finish, making bread, should be less than 10 minutes. Let's just say that. Less than 10. All right, so, episode 0, we're working through things. I want to go through our cookbooks, talk about the next 5 weeks and what I'm going to be cooking. Yeah. So this right here, this is from Stephanie Guillen, Mixed Mother. And it is also a collection of a lot of Oakwood parents' recipes. Family parents.
A lot of names. We'll edit that out.
Okay, family. Fine, I'll go back. This is a cookbook. This cookbook comes from a mother, and other mothers have put their recipes.
Mixed mother is fine.
Mixed Mother.
And her friend.
Mixed Mother made this cookbook, and her friends added other recipes to it. This will probably, I'm thinking, going to be our main cookbook that we use, because it's very family oriented, if you will. A lot of good information about Dayton on here. But, I mean, I don't have anything specific. Let's just flip to a random page and then we'll cook that. We're gonna pick five different recipes tonight. 5 different recipes. So we're gonna go random. You just wanna say stop?
Left to right page.
I mean, just say stop.
Stop.
Left or right?
Left.
Oh boy. We got a dessert. Chocolate covered caramels. I'll read this. This is pretty tough. This is, these will disappear fast is the top note. At Christmas time, I am reminded of watching Mom and Mama Dear, my paternal grandmother, making this amazing candy called cream candy. Cream candy, just to say that again. It smelled of warm butter and cream as it cooked and melted in your mouth when it was finished. It was pulled between 2 people like taffy until it turned light in color and became impossible to stretch. Yeah, I'm not going to read all that. I'm not going to read her name, but that was the note about it. Each cookbook is different. This one's, it's got my heart in it. Let's just say that. So we got one, we'll pick one from each. We'll kind of go through. Got this book because we like camping. All right, we'll go, you say stop this time, and then let's see if it's, It's only one-sided, so.
Stop.
Peak of summer, not the summertime. Good pick. This actually, it is a left and right thing. So, I guess we're gonna do it again.
Okay.
You peak of summer. Okay.
just.
It's alright. It's not your fault.
No. Stop.
Okay, this is only a one-pager.
Okay.
Sweet potato, apple, and panecchia hash. Panecchia. Pancetta.
Panentia?
Panecchia. Panecchia hash. Sweet potato, apple. I think there's a comma. So sweet potato,
Sweet potato, apple.
Sweet potato, comma, apple, comma, and panecchia.
Respell it.
Pancetta.
Pancetta.
Pancetta hash. Makes 4 servings. It's not that big. But, got a picture of our cast iron right there. So, that looks good. So that's number 2. The Sopranos Family Cookbook. This was a Christmas gift to Mick, not to me. But if you're a fan of The Sopranos, I've watched it in parts.
These are all my cookbooks.
This one is ours, and this one is also ours.
Right.
This one was gifted to you, though. You know, fuck you. It's all of ours. It's ours.
Sure.
It's our cookbook. Disregard what Mick is saying. Mick, you can say stop.
Stop.
Hey, you got a fucking. It wasn't a recipe. This is just a description. You want to try again?
Sure.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay, these are. I don't know if that's a backwards J or a T. Oh man, that's tough. I do know this one. It's tiramisu. Okay, this one's pretty good. I believe another dessert. So we're cooking desserts.
Yeah.
Desserts are good.
Tiramisu's easy.
It seems hard. It seems pretty like it's fancy at the nice restaurants. Like when someone orders tiramisu, it's like, oh, you're on vacation. I hope. I hope you're on vacation.
You're a certain class of person if you can pronounce the word correctly.
Yeah, well, I got pretty nervous when it's small print. I mean, it looks like crimson when you look at it from a distance, but
Oh.
From a distance, if you don't think about it, if
yeah, that's true if you don't think.
If you don't, if you okay, I was thinking about it. This is probably the recipe book that I've used the most cooking. It's a great way to learn. I love this cookbook. I really want to have the author, the chef who made this cookbook on. She's shown interest. She knows about me. I don't know her. But how this one works, let's see if we can find the front of it. Oh God, we're on menu 4. Oh God, I should have prepped this. God. Oh, see where one? No. Oh, it's stuck together. It's stuck together. It wasn't on me. That was.
Woman has shown interest.
Yeah. Trisha. Trisha. Well, I mean, her name's on here, so you can read it. Trisha Wheeler. Shout out. She's actually pretty. Huh. She's a pretty girl. She's a pretty girl.
Shout out, Fredo.
She's pretty. It's a picture, so you don't really get that from the picture, but we're not gonna. We'll introduce her. There's a little synopsis here about her, but we're not gonna go through it. Peaceful Dinner. Love this. Huge shout out to her. Love this one. It's a great way to figure out how to cook because menu 1 gives you 4 different menus. Or 4 different recipes, and then it gives you, which I love, the directions shopping list. And with this one shopping list, you can make those 4 meals. And then it gives you the recipe for each one. It's awesome. Love this one. So, I don't know how we're gonna fold. Maybe do... Okay, pick a number 1 through 10.
7.
7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got menu 1. Great. Which is what you kind of saw. So this will actually cover a couple of weeks, but we'll make Italian chicken stack and a arugula. Is that right?
Yeah.
Arugula and Parmesan, acorn squash with sausage and spinach stuffing. Mmm. What? Yeah, that sounds good. You made a face, but I think it sounds great. Roasted cherry tomato pasta with garlic bread. I think I butchered that one last time. And the honey garlic pork and mashed potatoes with roasted broccoli. Okay. And that's Fredo Finds Food. Welcome to the journey.